And hey everyone, Tellor Community Dev Call, May 30th. Yeah, things are going good. Lots of just integration stuff going on, lots of calls. So we'll just kind of jump right into it. I guess the first things off my mind, you see, we saw there a few minutes ago, somebody's in the Tellor lobby asking about going to their chain. It looks like they're going to be a chain on Polkadot. So we may have our first Polkadot customer lined up, which is super cool. So if for those listening in, we're just wrapping up like the final, testing stuff for the Polkadot implementation, which is quite a bit different than. Maybe we'll have a call at some point, and once it's live, we'll tell people exactly how it works and everything. But yeah, it's super cool, and it would be awesome if somebody actually is using us over there relatively soon. So you guys may have to put your feet to the fire and run and prod. Other than that, we had also this weekend, we had requests for CNY. That's what the Chinese yuan, US dollar price. It looks, I did some digging into the guy's Twitter and figured they're doing a liquidity fork that's not pegged to ETH USD, but rather ETH CNY. So
I think you're going to add a conversion.
Yeah,
probably.
Super cool. I mean, because like normal rates don't, like we're going to put it up 12 hours, but I'm guessing it'll even be less than that. Normal FX rates just they don't move like crypto prices. If you have you don't have 10% movements in Yuan US dollar rates. And if you do, it's like people go to war. So we're not gonna.
Teller's perfect.
Yeah, it makes it nice and simple. So it's an easy one, and yeah, it should be cool. So yeah, looking at that one. And then we had a request. We have to look into we had a request to go over to the Polygon Zk rollup, whatever that one is. So we're gonna have to look into that, see if we can make that happen. It'll be our first layer 3 network. Be another fun rabbit hole. Well, I guess like Polygon's like what, like a layer 1.5 or something. I don't. So like, what does that make this one? I don't know. A roll up on a side chain. Let's see. So, all right. Anyway, Dan, how's things going?
Good. I'm just about all done with the auto tasks. So would you like me to start on the voting power stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to stay on after the call, we can go over it, but it's super cool. So we have a DVM running in Defenders now. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, so, and then also just make sure you document it a lot. We can probably even maybe work with Ryan to, it would be cool to like have an article on how to do it, or a video walkthrough or something. Because I definitely think this is something that customers will want to do.
Yeah, I was working with Mike. We have a Google Doc going on like how to set it up, and I just need to finish up the README. I was going to put that in the README.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, cool.
Super, super cool. Owen?
Yeah, so Frank is still working on his benchmarking fixes. It is kind of cool though, because he's making some optimizations to get data. So you might want to take a look at that as well, because he's like reducing the amount of reads it does by a shit ton. So, but yeah, other than that, I need to review something from Akram and then look at the customizing stake amount stuff.
Cool. Just make sure you check it. I know they, like a lot of the optimizing, it might not, before we, I guess, do anything to the solidity, but sometimes you can optimize something better for the average case versus, the worst case. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like
Yeah.
with the benchmarking, I think it is the worst case though. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, and that's always like a, like if you increase gas by 50, by 10% on every call, but you lower it by, 90% on the worst case, is it a benefit or not? And um tough to say. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Akram.
Speaking of the liquidity forks, I made a change to the backup reporter where you can use, especially if you're using it like liquidity, where there's a main feed and then using Teller as a backup, then you can use different prices spots other than E. So you can just input the address and pass, I guess, the report on that based on the conditions if they're met or not. I think that's the PR that Owen is reviewing. Also looking at the issue where the tips are not showing. I'm trying to mimic that. It hasn't happened for me yet, so working through that.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Tim.
So today I'm working on the 1-inch integration or updates to the snapshot Zodiac module.
Yep.
And yeah, for those listening, we sent kind of a proposal draft over to them last week for them to use our snapshot voting module for putting voting results over to different chains. And there's just like a small change needed in our module for covering all the bases that they want covered. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, let me know whenever. I would love to review that one before you push it. So.
Okay.
All right. Ryan, anything?
Yeah, we just wrapped up the Filecoin Dataverse Hackathon.
Oh, yeah.
Announced a couple winners, and we're gonna get them paid out. Some good projects that kind of used us thoroughly with the deploying the contract and submitting a transaction for the report. As well as we got the user checklist completed. That's on the docs now. I'm going to write up a little blog post just to give some more context and get that tweeted out. And then got a wireframe mock-up for the IPFS front end. Show that to Tim, give us some good visualization for how this thing's going to look. But
Nice.
I'll be fleshing that out with Tim a little bit more.
Cool. And then, did we announce the winners, or are we gonna do that some other time?
Not yet. No, we just
Okay.
submitted them yesterday to Filecoin.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Uh,
Congratulations, winners.
it's funny.
I'm reporting some data. At the end of last week, I posted a couple of blog posts that are related to running Tellor clients. They're not really Tellor specific. There's one for just, installing Python and running virtual machines and why you'd want to do that. And there's another one about how to keep programs running in like cloud-based virtual machines with screen. Because we're gonna be doing more blog posts that are guides for Tellor clients. We're gonna refer so that I don't have to just like do all of those steps in every one. Now we have a post where when we have a tutorial post, I could be like, okay, go read this one if you don't know how to do this, that kind of thing. And I don't know which guide to do next.
And we have the user checklist up too.
We have the
If you guys haven't seen that, I don't think we talked about it on the call, but we put up in our doc something, a nice little, if you're a user, what are the best steps you can take? What are some best practices you can do for integrating beforehand, and then even afterwards for monitoring making sure that your data gets reported properly. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's awesome stuff. That's about it. Ryan, any questions?
Yes, we did have one question from Chewy. I was curious your thoughts on the discussion in the reporting channel about the new apparent domination of the mainnet reporting with very low profit margins. I know this has been discussed before as a positive as far as lowering the price on the user end, but do you see any concern from the perspective this may increase centralization by reducing the amount of people waiting on the sidelines looking for reports to dispute?
I think the bigger piece is like just we need more, more people tipping, I think, and or just for our price to skyrocket, that would be cool too. But like right now it's just you have this time-based rewards and it's going to people who are really deeply seated in kind of the MEV aspect of it.
They're strictly competing for the time-based rewards, the inflationary rewards.
Yeah, and
which is not actually, our users, from a Tellor user's perspective and the Oracle data consumer's perspective, they're doing great.
Yep.
And my take on it that Chewy was referring to was about how, in any system that's like truly decentralized, the most technically skilled people are going to get those rewards generally, like when you open a system to the world.
But it should be a little bit, like it shouldn't be that much of an advantage. Like ideally, like if you're in a world where there's a whole lot more tips and a whole lot more, like let's say a whole bunch more time-based rewards and a whole bunch more tips, and data is getting pushed on chain, the limiting factor isn't actually, especially if we make a better client, which is a better, a different issue as far as like being able to compete better. But one of the limiting factors should actually be how much TRB can you get so you can report more. And like you want that to be, right now that's not necessarily seen as really the limiting factor in any way, and there's not really a squeeze on the price, which is it's basically like they have as much TRB as they want to report as much as they want and get these rewards. The way it should sort of work is you submit and then you're locked out for a period of time, and then other people can. But right now it's not sort of working like that because it's a smaller market.
And our open source client was really competitive for a while until these guys deployed some custom contracts that they're using to report with. So we kind of know how they're winning as much as they are. So I mean, I don't know.
But profit margins should be thin. I mean, it's as with anything in the crypto world, it's in a sort of mature market, you're gonna have pretty razor thin profit margins. It's just,
yeah, that's why to me, when it came up in the Discord, my reaction was kind of like, it is what it is, because I came to Tellor from proof of work mining, and in that world, it was kind of the same thing where these giant pools get most of the rewards because they can.
But I mean, even that, like if you look at like a per capital basis, like if you're making 10% on your money, like that's decent. You're not making 100% profits on something. It's just it goes away as the market matures. So just expect it. So
yeah, and there is a speculative aspect to this also. So there are some reporters who are sidelined theoretically. Well, I strongly suspect that there are some reporters sidelined because they don't know which way the market's going to move. So they're not willing to like take less profit in TRB because maybe they don't want to hold TRB. Maybe they don't want to have their TRB staked in case they want to do something with it. So there's like a speculative thing going on also.
Lots of fun. Talk about it for a while, but no, it's working. The system's secure, so it's just it's going to be. It always is the constant battle keep it decentralized, keep active monitors, keep a healthy network. There's a problem with ETH nodes, ETH validators as well. It's just it's a constant struggle, and it's a good struggle to kind of be a part of and be talking about. So thanks for the question, Troy. All right, anything else, guys?
Yeah, so Owen, do we have another demo scheduled with Frank?
No, I can schedule one.
Yeah, let's do that. I have a deadline for the Polkadot architecture presentation of next Tuesday. So I want to touch base, and I want to make sure that I get the palette side right.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for coming. We shall talk to you guys